lunges. We're going to start with Mark, who will demonstrate our first progression, the seated position. So remember, we always want to provide an option for our seated participants so they are active in our classes with all of our other students. So what I'm going to have Mark do is he's going to take one leg forward, the toe is up. So the toe is up to the ceiling, and then he's just going to push his foot on the floor and bring it back in. So as he kind of makes some contact with the floor, like he's wiping something off of the bottom of his shoe, he's going to feel his hamstrings engage, so the back of his upper legs. So this is one option that you can give your seated members. Okay, thank you, Mark. The next option and progression is coming up, coming around to the side of the chair, holding on. Now Mark is going to take a very, very, very small tap back, keeping his body weight in the front foot, and then he's going to tap back in. So he's going to do a really small tap back and then come back in. To progress, he can start to put more of a bend in his knees and then push through that entire front foot as he comes back center. The next progression is he's going to step back. His entire body is going to come straight down. He's going to come up, and then he's going to step back in. Now it's important when he comes here that you tell your students to keep that body nice and tall. A lot of your students may lean forward right here. So one more time, stepping back. You can see that throws off the joint alignment, puts them at a risk of getting hurt. So he steps back, tall body goes straight down, comes up, and then comes in. The next progression is to hold your students back in that lunge, and they're just going to drop straight down and straight up. So you can tell them to think of their torso like they're on a merry-go-round, and the horse is going up and going back down. Thank you, Mark. Moving on in our progressions, we're going over to Darcy. So this is for your Excel students. Freestanding, no chair support. So they are strong and stable. So Darcy's going to start by alternating a small tap back. So this is very similar to what Mark just did, but he had light chair support. So she's just really feeling that weight shift and feeling that leg that's staying out front bring her body back. Now to progress, she's going to make this a little bigger. So she's going to step back, lunge down, and then come in. So there's just a little more of a bend in her knees. Hands can be on her hips. They can be out in front of her body, by the sides. You'll notice she's getting a little deeper here. Have your students go with what feels comfortable for their knees. So things that you want to be looking at are your students' torsos nice and tall? Are their knees staying in line with their toes? If their knees are going in or out, that's an indicator that they may be going too deep. Another progression, stepping up, is just doing one leg at a time. So Darcy's going to step back, and she's going to go down and up, back down, and up. Go ahead and try a few on the other leg. And there's no forward lean. Her hips are level. Shoulders are soft. Her front knee is staying in line with her toes. Thank you, Darcy. That was the lunge.